Welcome, everyone, to the virtual at-home experience of the 2021 Evergreen, the Gala for the Morton Arboretum. I'm Jerry Donnelly, President and CEO of the Arboretum, and I'm grateful you are here with us this evening. Last year, the coronavirus pandemic prevented us from gathering in person for this essential fundraising event in support of the Arboretum. And yet, though we could not be together physically, you, our Arboretum friends and supporters, came together online and helped us raise a record amount of net funds for the Arboretum. It was amazing, and we're so grateful to receive such an outpouring of support. Tonight, we wanted to ensure the Evergreen Gala remains accessible for all, which is why we are hosting a special version of an in-person event and this online program as well. Both of tonight's event formats have the same goal: to raise essential funds for the Arboretum's tree-related mission. Trees provide many essential benefits for people, communities, and the environment. Numerous scientific studies have shown that trees promote health and well-being by reducing air pollution, urban heat, and stormwater, enhancing mental health, promoting social ties and student learning, and even strengthening the economy. And that is why we are gathered here tonight, to ensure the Arboretum, its trees, and the trees of the Chicago region and around the world continue to thrive long into the future, providing benefits for the environment and for people in our communities. This year's gala is possible because of the volunteer leadership of the host committee: Susan and Chris Burke, Sterling and Zach Decker, Leanne and Mark Gossett, Angela and Jim Jensen, Tom Tyler and Chris Babowski, Liz and Steve Van Arsdale, Kristen and Michael Van Eckeren, and Oriana and Adam Von Sommeren. To tonight's many sponsors, thank you for your generosity. In particular, thanks to those at the Oak sponsor level for their generous philanthropic contributions: A. Merrick Fine Jewelry, the G. Carl Ball Family Foundation, Charles and Monica McQuaid, and Philip and Becky Tinkler. I also wish to recognize the Arboretum's Board of Trustees for their generous support of this important event and for their resolute commitment to trees and the people who need them. We all need trees. With your help, through your support of the Evergreen Gala, we'll be able to advance the Morton Arboretum's mission to plant and protect trees for a greener, healthier, and more beautiful world. Tonight's event includes some exciting silent auction prizes, all of which you can bid on from the convenience of your smartphone or computer. Get ready to bid on a private, overnight camping experience in the Children's Garden, or a high tea for 10 in the Sterling Morton Library. Or maybe you'll be the lucky winner of one of the About Town prizes, like Section 100 Chicago Bulls tickets. So sit back, relax, pour yourself a glass of your favorite beverage, bring up the Give Smart app on your phone, enjoy the program, and thank you for giving generously to the Morton Arboretum.
Does it get worse or better? Oh yeah, dieback. I think the same thing's going on.
Yeah, I feel like same thing.
My name is Camille Orozco. I currently attend Dominican University. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm currently an intern with the Morton Arboretum as a research technician fellow. We are currently in La Vida Park serving the trees for our data analysis. Trees in general are kind of like the first line of defense in the environment. Whatever is going on in the soil, in the community, in the air, the trees are going to feel it first.
Yeah, that's real low. That's something that probably just means there isn't a super high soil fertility nutrients for the tree to get through.
This is going to be a park, hopefully, that stays here for a long time. So these trees will get older, and as time goes on, those future generations could compare what we have found That's the premise of why we're here.
As the urban tree science leader, I connect people and trees through science. I grew up in a tropical country, so I was surrounded by large vegetation and trees all the time, but I never thought much about trees, hardly noticed them. I remember my mom used to cook me ginkgo nuts as dessert when I was growing up, and then I have never seen that tree before. And I remember the moment that I saw that tree, it was kind of late in the evening, and it was in the fall, and that tree has this vibrant yellow foliage that looks like little fan, and it was sparkling in the evening light. It was golden. I have been working with trees for decades now, since I first saw that ginkgo tree. Part of my job is to do research, for example, through the tree census, and to understand our urban forests so that we can formulate management strategy to share with people who care for our trees in this region. It is essential that we keep monitoring our regional forests for decades to come.
You can learn a lot through the trees, especially how to be vocal about your community and how to be an advocate. Little Village in general has been an often degraded community in terms of environmental health and overall community health. Now, going through these neighborhoods, we've seen a lot of stewardship for their own trees in their own front yards. So they're very passionate about what is going on in their community in general.
What is stewardship? That is actually a big question that we try to answer. And a lot of other folks have done a ton of work before us to get at this question. Stewardship can be anything from watering the tree that's in front of your house, maybe doing some pruning, maybe even just paying attention to it so you know if maybe the leaves start to change color in a weird way, or you notice that the leaves are getting eaten pretty badly, and you can call for help from someone who knows a ton about tree health. So you can ask maybe a Morton Arboretum specialist, for example, hey, something's off with my tree. Can you look out for it? Can you tell me what's going on? Maybe give it some medicine? All those count as some form of someone paying attention to this tree, this living being, in a way that might help keep it healthier.
When I was young, I lived in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I lived on a regular city lot, and we had 7 mature white oaks. I've always loved oaks. When we started volunteering here, one of the things we learned was that oaks were in problem. We need to generate more oaks. And one of the things that have gotten me involved with working in the natural areas was helping to get rid of invasive species that won't allow oaks to grow. I got involved with different people here to learn more about how to sustain and preserve and to propagate a species that are native to this area. So it all started with me growing up with 7 white oaks.
Just behind me is Big Rock Meadow. It's part of the Heritage Trail complex. A number of years ago, the staff brought out cartloads of new trees, sapling trees, and we had groups, Boy Scouts, we had groups of adults, and we had groups of the regular volunteers all working to remove the invasives and to plant the new trees. When we get the ecological restoration process moving forward that way, it's wonderful to see the young groups and the older groups all working together to make it happen. And that's one of the things that the Heritage Trail is all about. Our experience here at the Arboretum gave us real value and understanding of the trees and the community's need for trees and people's need and love for trees. And we are so gratified when we make our donations to the Arboretum because we know the staff and its scientists will preserve and protect trees around the world.
We need to establish and acknowledge what the trees can provide for us. getting people to really understand and be involved and care really sets the bar high for others to realize and see the need to the trees in their community, and hopefully nationwide, globally.
The world needs advocates.
More tree stewards, a new generation of tree lovers.
Scientists, tree care professionals, volunteers, and donors to ensure a brighter future for our regional forests. Please give generously today and help us continue the Arboretum's important work.
With your support and generosity, programs provided by the Morton Arboretum, such as the Chicago Tree Health, are able to provide healthier trees to communities that are underprivileged, such as Little Village.
Now is your chance to make a donation. Thank you for joining us in giving generously.
Good evening. I'm Kathleen Spees, Vice President of Development at the Morton Arboretum. Thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate the Arboretum and raise essential funds through the Evergreen Gala. We are here tonight to fundraise for the Morton Arboretum, the trees in our community, and the trees around the world. I invite you to take a moment to make a meaningful contribution in support of our mission and programs. I'm also very pleased to announce that the Arboretum has recently received a matching gift challenge from the Hamill Family Foundation. Gifts of $500 or more will be matched 1-to-1 for double the impact, and gifts of $10,000 to $25,000 will be matched 2-to-1 for triple the impact. So please take out your phones or visit our website to make a gift tonight. You can also support the Arboretum by bidding on some exciting auction prizes available this evening. Lucky bidders will have the opportunity to turn their property into their own Arboretum, enjoy a custom home winter lighting display courtesy of the illumination designers, or host exclusive experiences here at the Arboretum. Bid now and bid high. The auction closes at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tonight. Thank you for joining us here this evening and for supporting the Morton Arboretum generously.